Thank you so much, Faria, for the nice introduction, and thank you all. I'm very happy to see so many delegates, so many people participating in this event. First of all, thanks a lot, Safe Women of Bangladesh, for inviting me in this summit, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more from the speakers. And I'm already excited, love the speeches from Fatiha and other speakers. So I know Fariha already introduced me, but just to give a little bit more background about myself, I am Atia Amin. I am a PhD student / researcher at McGill University in Canada. I work on different neglected tropical diseases, which are mostly prevalent in poor countries like Bangladesh or in countries in Africa. And beside that, I'm passionate about science communication. And as Faria said, I was the winner of a science communication competition called 3-minute thesis competition last year as the first ever Bangladeshi women. And so basically that's about me. But because I'm a researcher and today is the Women's Day, I would like to talk about something which is very close to my heart and I think is very relevant as well, which is about opportunity and representation of women in science, in research in general. And I will share some of my personal experience when I grew up in Bangladesh as a reference point, and I would like to point out those issues that I face as a woman in Bangladesh. So basically, I grew up in Bangladesh in a small town in Mymensingh. And when I was a kid, I saw my mom struggling a lot with 3 daughters when she was herself a student. And trust me, it wasn't a very positive way. Like people don't used to think it as a positive thing to have 3 daughters in a row, you know. And I don't know whether the situation has changed now, but yeah, at that time it wasn't it wasn't very easy for her. So she still continued her study, but she wasn't very happy about what she was studying because she wanted to study science, but she had to quit it after a certain point because of her family. But my situation was way more better, of course. I could choose to study science. I love science. But what I experienced is very different. I experienced some inherent biasness towards some profession. So like, for example, let's say I was told from the very beginning that, okay, you need to be either a doctor or a teacher or a banker because these are supposed to be a safer profession for a woman. So I basically grew up having this belief system in me, like, okay, I have to be a doctor without even knowing, like, okay, what I want to be as like myself. And another thing was I used to believe that girls are not good at technical subjects like math or physics. So even though I was I loved doing math, even though I was the top scorer in physics, but I always used to think that I wasn't good enough to study engineering because I wasn't good enough in math or physics. So when it came to like choose my undergraduate major, I basically chose life sciences over like engineering, let's say. And at that time, of course, I didn't know that, okay, that was a biasness which was working behind my mind. But now that I can think about it, and now I can clearly see that that was completely biased. Another invisible barrier we have in girls' education is after post-graduation, which I myself experienced. And that is when women try to go for higher education. So basically, after my graduation, when I was trying to go abroad for higher studies, I was asked this question many times, even by my professors, that why I was going abroad without getting married first. And I know that it wasn't just me who faced this question. There are a lot of other girls or women or female students who face this kind of questions, or sometimes restrictions from the family because they are not allowed to pursue higher studies and are not allowed to go abroad alone without getting married. So most of the cases is what happened is by the time they get married and get more responsibilities, their dreams for higher studies faded away. And this is not just a scenario for one woman, one girl, is for many women. And I believe these biasnesses that I mentioned at different stages of education, girls' education, are one of the main cause for underrepresentation of women in science, in higher studies, and research in general. So I think it's high time we focus on this issue. We try to improve this condition, and we try to make this path a little bit smoother for women who wants to go for quality education, higher education. So today in this summit, since we have so many youth delegates, and I heard one of the delegates mention about that the changes needs to come from home. The changes needs to come from yourself. So as you are all young delegates and you are representing different part of Bangladesh, so I will urge you, all of you, to raise awareness against the systemic bias, to be open about it, to talk about it with your family, with your friends, and encourage your parents to allow the women of your family to have higher education if they want to have it. And I think it's very important to have higher education or quality education for women, because I truly believe if women are educated, they are empowered. When they are empowered, they're free. And it's the free and educated women who can change the world. So that's my message. And thanks for listening. Happy Women's Day to everyone. Thank you.